Yeah. Um, Let me see. Yes, sending on both Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, super. Send request.
There we go.
Kiwi, is it okay? Yay!
Okay, I think we're gonna have to.
Okay.
So,
We have sound?
You have some. Yeah.
Do we have sound? Do we have sound?
yeah.
Okay.
Hey, you guys, welcome and thank you for being part of my live.
Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you for the invitation.
So when I do lives, it's because I want people to get inspired and motivated. And you guys are you're exactly that. You're inspiring and motivating. What you're doing for other people, it's just amazing. And just a little, introduce yourself first before we really kick it up.
Yeah, go ahead. You go first.
All right, then. Well, so thank you one more time for inviting us, Liana. It's super great to be here with you, especially in this awesome time before Christmas. So both of us are actually teachers. Uh, we are teachers, and we started in the kindergartens, to be honest.
Yours?
But then this year we had a big dream to start our own education company and do something great for the kids. We found this amazing opportunity from South Africa that is developing children's confidence and passion for learning through sport. And for the both of us, it was like, oh my God, this is made for us.
Perfect.
Because other than the fact that we are teachers, Nadia is also a Zumba instructor.
And also a physical physical education teacher. So it's kind of like a perfect blend of all, right?
Yeah. On my side, I was always passionate with the movement. For the last 15 years, I've been teaching children Brazilian martial art called capoeira. So maybe you've heard, since you're from South America, right? Capoeira is from Brazil, and kids had a lot of fun with that always because it's a little bit of movement and a little bit of music. So
and there's like what do you call it? Instruments as well, and they like to try it out, right? So it's just a perfect activity for the kids, I have to say.
Yeah, so that's pretty much us, teachers, movers, and
explorers.
A little bit crazy people as well, because we're just finding super cool ideas and just acting on it right away.
Right. So, but now you have a totally, or not totally, but you have a different project going on.
There you go.
Well, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about how that started out.
Well, so like I mentioned, at the beginning of 2020, that was like 10 years in the classroom for me already, and I just realized I wanted to do something extra, for kids, because I figured a lot of parents are actually coming to me and asking for some extra curriculum classes that would help children build relationships or help children build confidence, because in these times that they spend so much time in front of computers or staying at home. So we started a search, we found this thing, and we were ready to launch our company. We actually did everything, went through all the bureaucracy and legislations. And you would probably never believe this, but 2 days before we were supposed to fly to South Africa for the last training before we can open everything, COVID started.
That's when the lockdown happens. So
right? So
everything has to be canceled.
bam, our flight canceled, our business stopped. Obviously we cannot run any classes for the kids because of the MCO, right? The limited movement, and so for us it was like a slap. No, it's not going to happen. You have to come up with something else. And we've been looking for a very long time. Uh, so Nadia was just like going out of her mind, starting to look for whatever she can do because she was locked at home. We did run some classes from like online, but
Online classes, online school classes, but yeah, I have still a lot of time on my plate during the time because you only have class certain time, right? And in my social media, I've been following a lot of African culture profile because I just love their culture. I just love their colors. I love the way they dress. And all of a sudden, in my head, I'm thinking, if I could just find a fabric, a South African fabric, and do something out of it, that would be so amazing. So I went on to Google and went to social media and start Googling where can I get all this fabric. And I finally found a place that I could get super nice fabric, right? It just blows my mind. I went to Mike and said, Mike, you can start a business.
well, that comes together with the fact that we would normally open YouTube and dance to African songs together with the kids in these African villages who are just don't worry about anything. They just go out and dance. And I was like, hey, let's do that. Let's just do something about it.
Yeah.
Right? So it was just a thought, okay, let's just, do some business on the side while we're waiting until COVID will finish so we can go and start doing stuff with kids, right? Or with our classes, right? And then I remembered that around 2 years ago, we had a chance to collaborate with the kids from the refugee camp, that's a camp from the Myanmar, right? So they would come to our school, and every weekend we would have some classes with them. And I remember that the pastor that was bringing the kids to our school, he was mentioning that they have like the whole community over there with parents who are also looking for things to do, but it's just really hard for them to organize themselves because here in Malaysia, it's not their final destination yet, right? So they're just like staying here and waiting until some Western countries will take them, right? And it was like, this is tough situation, right? But when we started to do that, it was like these kids were just taking everything, whatever you throw at them, they're like so amazed with everything. Okay, we can do this, we can do that. And it was so cool, so fun, right? So I figured, hey, let's just go back to the center, because the pastor was actually running an education center for these kids for the last 10 years. He started in 2010. And I was thinking, we go back to the center, right? And maybe we can give something to do to these parents, right? So you can do your fancy stuff from South Africa with the parents, right?
So we had a talk with the pastor, like long, short, and then they also tell the situation about them. So the center had to close down because of the MCO, and they didn't have money to pay for the center, and automatically they will be losing their UN protection letter. So it means that if any what do you call it? Like police or anything, right, will come and catch them, they could be deported there and then, But if they have the UN protection letter, they'll be protected, right? So yeah.
So that was basically like caught us off guard because our plan was just to go there and ask them, can you help us with our little business? That was the plan.
Yeah.
And then we go there and the guy tells us, you know what, the center that was run for 10 years is closed. And we're like, oh, what do we do now? So we asked him, like, what's happening with you right now? And he says, well, nothing, because before the COVID, they had help from the church, because the community from Myanmar, that we were helping or we were in contact with is a community of Christians. Okay, so they came out of Myanmar in the first place because of the religion issues. Okay, because Myanmar in general is a Buddhist country, right? And a lot of these people who had to run because they were prosecuted or like had some trouble with the Myanmar army, with the Burman army because of their beliefs, right? So they ended up over here, and after a while, the pastor that I mentioned got in contact with the Christian church over here, which was supporting the center for all these years, right? But now that the kids couldn't come into the center, they closed down, and for them it was basically very very drastic because all of a sudden they're losing a place, the only place where they can actually organize themselves and do something sort of legally because they have protection from United Nations, right? Whereas now they can't really even meet because in case somebody wants to check on them, they either have to pay a fine, right, or go back, right? Which is
so they're not protected from the UN anymore.
Yes, well,
at this point not, but
we're waiting for the UN protection letter.
Here's the big news right now and the crazy thing that happened. So we're like sitting over there with them at this table and thinking, wait, so what can we do? Like, how can we actually like solve this problem? And then there's like, how about we open a center? You know, we open a center for you. and they were like, really? Yeah, we open a center? How are we gonna do that? You know, there's a lot of like open lots, shopping lots right now around the place.
Shop lots,
Shop lots, right? Nobody wants to rent it because it's COVID. Everything is closed. So let's just look around, see if we can find something. And we actually did. We went the next day. We found a really cool place, quite a big place, where we can have both parents and children in the same place, right?
Yeah, everything ran really smoothly for us, to be honest, because we were talking to the pastor, and then all of a sudden, like, yeah, let's make a decision. Let's find a nice center for them. I don't know how that happened. So we just went and look for nice shop lots to rent out, and then all of a sudden I'm buying sewing machines, and I'm looking for teachers to teach them, and to learn new skills. It's so fast, and it was so smooth. You wouldn't believe how amazing it was. It was easy. It was a lot of emotion at the same time because you don't know what's happening. Like,
you know this song, I Took a Pill in Ibiza? It was like that for us. At first, like we came up with an idea and we were just like in ecstasy for the few days, and there was like, oh, and we have to do this. Oh, and we have to do that, and we have to do that. What did we do?
So yeah, and then
that was crazy. It was crazy, but well, we said A, and now we have to say B and C, and basically keep it up because the parents showed up. Like we opened the center, and the first thing we did, like Nadia mentioned, that she bought the sewing machines, like 4 sewing tables and everything, right? All the stuff from South Africa, and we said, okay, we're gonna get a teacher for you. Everybody here will be ready to prepare stuff, and we can pretty much like create something that people would want to have for Christmas. Like Christmas coming, let's prepare Christmas packages that people would want. Like really good quality stuff. And we have a actually designer who is also from South Africa.
Woo!
And she volunteered to help Marika. So thank you for that, Marika. She was a lot of help. An amazing thing. But also, bad thing happens. Like we had a lot of like unpleasant situations with some people who were not that like helpful. Let's call it that way. And it caused a lot of nerves and stress. But at the end of the day, we were able to deliver classes, build up the confidence with parents,
and relationship with the parents. That's important too, right? Creating like trust among us, and we start to meet the kids and spend time with the children. So it's very good. I think most importantly is like having the relationships with the kids and the parents. Mm.
Well,
And it's
I was
wonderful because I mean, I have followed you guys and seen your lives and everything, and to see, when you're screwing the tables together with the kids and they're
Yeah,
like learning to use the screwdriver and everything.
they love
Uh,
it. It's not child
wonderful.
labor. They just love it. Just saying.
it's very important to say this because there might be voices.
Might be
You
voices.
know, you never
Yeah.
know.
No, but it's wonderful because you can, I mean, the children still have to learn those kind of things too. I mean, it's
Yeah,
not obvious that the children learn that.
yeah.
That's
So,
true. That's true. Well, I was super surprised that the pastor said that they had help before. You know, they had organized help from United Nations as well, and teachers were coming, and he told us literally that he never seen parents so motivated
Yeah.
before. For the last 10 years of his work, never before they were so motivated and pumped for doing something, and showed up in such a big numbers because we had a little bit over 100 families in this one
Oh wow.
place.
Yeah.
So out of 100 families, around 40 put down their names,
Names.
right, on like to come in for the classes, and the show
20.
up rate was a little bit over 20, right?
Yeah.
A little bit over 20 moms showed up to hear it. So, and that was very, very good. The pastor said, "Oh wow, I didn't know they're gonna come all together. You know, they're gonna be so eager to do it." So that pumped us as well. But at the same time, I can see, like, even for myself, but for Nadia even more, it put a lot of pressure and like responsibility,
Mm.
because all of a sudden you feel like, oh my, we need to really give them something, provide something, because they came, they count on you, right? So at this point, center is growing. We have a lot of amazing people here from Malaysia who are
Donating
donating stationaries, donating some things.
furnitures,
For today, we picked up a lot of furnitures for the center. We had some books. We have some school resources.
tables.
So all these little things are happening. Our biggest trouble and biggest problem was to figure out how we're going to survive with the center, right, until we have the protection from the United Nations and some support from bigger organizations, because right now this whole thing runs pretty much on us. Like we have to pay for the whole center, pay for everything that will be related, all the costs that will be related with it. And we figured, okay, we're gonna provide some value to people. Moms are gonna create valuable stuff and exchange it for money that we can pay to the center, and build it until the help will come. So right now it's basically these humble beginnings. I think it was Albert Einstein who said, nothing happens until something moves, right?
right.
And that's us making this first move and trying to move the whole universe
Right,
together
you're
with
putting
us.
it in motion.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And what you mentioned about the mothers, that they were so happy because, I mean, they were doing something and they felt needed. And I'm pretty sure that that means the world for them after whatever situation they have gone through.
Mm. Yeah, you have not imagined. That was for me actually the biggest aha moment was that, not the fact that we provide some value or some financial help to moms or children, but the fact that all of a sudden they felt empowered, they felt needed, they felt like somebody wants something from them,
Yeah.
so it's not just like a handover. Oh, here's something for you, take it. It's more of a, okay, here is something that you can do, and people would enjoy it and pay you money for it. And they
Yeah.
were so amazed with that. Even today, they came and they've seen that the first packages already went uh, across Malaysia, and they were like, "Oh my God, people actually bought it! You know, they want it."
People supported us. You know, it was really nice talking to the parents about it.
That's wonderful. So what kind of things are they doing or making?
Oh yeah, so there's three things that they're making right now. The handmade products. The first one is a tote bag, and the second one is scrunchies, and the third one is band earrings. I'm wearing it right now. I don't know if you can see it. Something like this. So that's what they've been learning and doing throughout the month. Before.
Yeah, the process
really
was actually they learned the whole thing from the designer and like the classes that we provided. Right, we had in full honesty, we had some moms who were already doing it before, so they were not starting from scratch. But you know, every single piece of accessory of clothing, when you start, you have to like follow certain models, right, or measurements or whatever. So the designer came and gave them the bits and pieces. They started like dived into this. I remember Marika saying, "Oh my God, these moms, they are already doing stuff first day that other people would take a week to learn, right?" So this is like, for me, it was like the power of purpose, right? If you really have like a purpose for learning something, you will do it like this, right? But if you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna like learn maybe this or maybe that, that might take like weeks and weeks or months, right? So you can see how motivated these moms were, right? And then right after that, the moment we told them, okay, people will buy Christmas packages from you. They came every single day, work, right? If something was not the quality that was expected, they said, okay, we redo it, make sure that everything is, you know, according to the standards that we want. So because we want to provide a good quality, right?
Yeah.
And they were really on it. You know, for us, that was the biggest win. You know, the moms were super empowered.
Yeah.
That's
So
amazing.
it's an amazing thing to see how people are transforming, you know, in front of your eyes. Literally from people who are just walking like this and coming and just looking left and right to women who are coming, you know, okay, where do I start? You know,
with the baby at the back.
With the baby, yeah, that's amazing.
Hey, I will put my baby down, but they're like, I can have my babies on my back, no problem.
This is super cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And that's something that you guys should check out on either Facebook or Instagram when you guys do the lives to see the moms with their babies in the back and the children. It's wonderful to see that. And that's something that I mentioned to you guys also before, that you know there are so many people that are helping refugees or other people that need it, but you never get that what's it called, interaction with the people. Is it only me?
What's happening?
Is it because we have two devices?
So it's lovely that you guys actually do that, because it's much easier for other people to understand what you guys are doing and what the mothers are doing and see how everything is developing. You know, I have seen right before you open and seen how, you know, he has grown, and it's wonderful.
True, that's the one. That may be my Instagram.
Yeah, it's resonating. We have two devices right next to each other, and sometimes it's just like making.
Yeah, you kind of have to shut down the sound of one.
Yeah, might check my out of it.
Yeah, but I actually wanted to mention this about the refugees, because I come from Europe, right? So I was just talking to Liana just before we went live that it's such a different perspective on refugees here in Asia and in European countries, because in here in Malaysia this is just a stop for them, right? This is not a destination that their final destination, right? This is the place where they are waiting for to be taken by the countries who actually can provide help, right? So I know that many European countries are uh, creating packages, right? Like social packages where the refugees are coming and they're receiving like a proper help, right? Like a place to live, place to work, right?
Legal jobs.
Be a part of the society, right?
Right.
Here it's not the case. This is a place when this is just a stop. They can be here, but they don't have a legal status, and they don't have a job. They don't have a permission to work. They don't have place to live even, right? So they all depend on other members of the community who are willing to help, right, while they're waiting, right? I had a chance to talk to the pastor, right, Daniel, that I mentioned already, and I will be uploading an interview with him because his story is just oh, man, even right now when I'm thinking about his story, I still have goosebumps on my head, on my hands, because it's just like you would not believe that this is actually true story. What he told me, right? So it's just crazy how these things can happen. You know, like you see these things in movies, in Hollywood movies, right? But
You never
this
thought it
is
would happen.
this is real. This is reality. You know, people are coming and they're just forcing you to do stuff that you don't want to do, right? He was a pastor, right?
You can tell them.
I'm not gonna tell the whole story because Daniel
You're
will
gonna
share it.
post the video.
He was a pastor, right? Like you can imagine, he was a pastor in his own country running a church, and ended up as a refugee here in Malaysia, saving children who are also running from Myanmar and like giving them a basic education here, right? That's the transformation where he started and how he ended. So imagine like what had to happen that the guy closed down his church, ran away from his country, and ended up here, being here already 13 years and doing this, right?
And he's still waiting for moving
And still
on.
waiting. 13 years still waiting, right? So can you imagine that? Like you put your life on hold for 13 years? That's just like, but this is real, and
He has a lot of willpower in him, you know, a lot of motivation, purposes in his life. I think that's what kept him going, you know. So
Right.
really great, yeah.
And
he
I
went,
think it's great to listen that kind of story because people are complaining about 2020. I'm
right?
not saying that it's strange,
Yeah.
but I'm saying that this is 1 year of everyone suffering or going through this compared to 13 years or 5 years or 20 years. I mean, he's only one in the many. So
And
it's
people who are
really
complaining
something
are
that should be brought
complaining.
up so people can really think
Yeah,
through, like, how is my life really and how much can I help someone else?
right.
You're saying?
No, I'm just saying that people who are complaining are the ones complaining in an aircon while eating fried chicken. I don't know. You know, a very comfortable life when complaining would be very comfortable. And
Yeah. I mean, I know that here in Sweden, there are people complaining because, oh, I have to work from home and I can't meet people. And it's like, you have a work. I mean, really,
yeah,
you know? Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think for us it was also an eye opener to see, because we were also complaining. We're, we were also complaining like at the fact that we have to work from home, that we can't meet the children, we can't open our business, everything was shut down for us. We had a lot of reasons to complain, but the moment we realized how bad it was for them, it was like, okay, let's just do something. Let's just start doing what we can do instead of just thinking what was soft, right?
Right.
So this is pretty much why we decided to do it. And at this point, we are at the place where we will be moving out from our apartment because, like I mentioned, at this point, the center is pretty much just on us, right? So we figured, okay, in order for this to happen, we're just gonna move in there. Just we take one room from the whole center for us, right? And we're gonna live there until we can, set up all some systems. We can get some extra volunteers who can come and help with teaching kids. We are super grateful for the fact that we actually have Daniel, who was doing it for 10 years, right? So he has a lot of contacts already, and that makes the whole thing easier for us. But at the same time, it is like this initial start, the starting moment is so hard because not nobody wants to help at this point yet until they don't see the first results, right? So it's sort of like this. We are going to even to UN, to United Nations, right? Ask them, okay, so we started the center. Can you like help with something? And they say, well, no, right now the situation is hard. The resources are going somewhere else, but we will send somebody in a few weeks to see if you're doing well, right? And then if we see that there is a progress, then we can
Yeah.
support with something, right? So it's like, okay, so we're on our own for now, right?
Only after if things are already better and good and they can see a little progress and it looks like it's sustainable, then they will only help us. So you see, before we reach there, we have to swim ourselves.
Yeah, but this is something that we learn now.
Mm.
Like it's obviously when we were starting the center, we had like all these amazing ideas. Hey, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this, right? And then only when the things started to move, like we put everything in motion, we realized, okay, but some other elements are needed, and before we actually going to be able to do all these things, there's so many things, little things that has to be organized, and there's like tons of time that goes for it, and we're just like two people, So
That's
so
amazing.
all this is just one crazy journey right now. We're just learning on the go and figuring out stuff, right?
Yeah.
But we actually, I at least I don't know. I have like good days and bad days. It depends on the situation. But we're just I don't know trying to stay positive even when the things are just
Bumpy.
not showing you which way to go,
Right.
and it's hard, it's hard
Mhm.
sometimes.
But it's great because we still have people like you, right, helping us out by just doing live, even though you're far away in Sweden, you still find ways to help us, and we also have great friends and family. And sometimes I don't even know. I have people I've never met. I don't even know them who emailed me and said, "Oh, we already post some stuff for your center, and hopefully it will be helpful." And this kind of energy and this kind of help makes us go through the day, better.
Right.
It's knowing that there's someone with us as well. So it's a great feeling. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have to say, Anna, that the best help is to hear from other people that they support it,
Mm,
like even with the words that they say.
yeah.
We were just talking today with Nadia in the car that the words can make you or they can break you.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
few
Yeah.
words, few words from a person can really like put a needle in your heart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
And
You know
one thing
that.
that I think you guys should take with you, it's the fact that you're doing this by yourself and how amazing work it is that you're doing, even if you are not getting the support needed or enough support from other people or from the UN or whatever to really understand not only what you're doing for them, I mean, just to helping them out to learn to teach the children. I mean, it's just amazing, and the fact that you're actually moving there to be able to keep it going.
I
um,
actually like our place. It's bigger. Spacious, I mean. So we'll see you running around the next time we do live together. Just
Right. No, but really, I mean it. You guys are amazing that you're doing this and that you went from one thing and making it to something totally different because of COVID. I know that the situation is hard, but I think, like I said, what you're doing is so much bigger that I'm hoping, and I really am that person that believes that if you give, you will get back for it.
Mhm.
So I'm really wishing you guys the best. And like I said, I'm here to support you in any way I can from Sweden.
Thank you
uh,
so much.
This is
so I
already a great
actually
topic,
opened,
you know.
yeah, I did open a funding on Facebook. I have had a little bit of trouble with the whole how it works. So for now, to the people that are in Sweden, you can send a Swish. I have put the QR code if you want. And we will also put a PayPal account number or link so you can send if you want. And also, as they mentioned, there is the possibility to actually buy the things that these moms are doing.
Mhm.
And I think that it's more about the feeling that they get that people are actually getting this, and to
Mhm.
understand that there are people from Sweden or England or the US that are actually wanting these things. What an amazing feeling that must be for people that have gone through you know terrible things, and that they have a life situation that I don't think many people will actually even want to be part of. But that they're actually trying to make the best out of the situation. And that's thanks to you guys because you are trying to help them
Yeah.
uh, along the way.
Hmm. This is true. This is true, Yana, what you just said. The fact that, you know, this is, I started to call it a charity 2.0
Oopsie.
because it's easy to sometimes just, you know, give somebody some money or just donate something, right? And then forget about it. Right? Oh, here's something, and you give and you forget. But if you actually show people that you care for who they are and what they do, you empower them to actually try to be better, try to be a part of the community and do something with their life. And I think this is so much more valuable than just giving someone, you know, like a charity, you know, because they grow, and they want to be more valuable, right? So
Yeah.
this is so amazing, and like you mentioned, Nadia, I think she prepared like a little
Oh yeah.
picture, so maybe you can upload on the chat with the package that the mom created. So like I mentioned, that was all Nadia's imagination when she started to Google all these African patterns and beautiful, colorful things. She brought it all to the moms, and they turned it into that vision into product. So at this particular moment, they created the package with 3 products, and they just want to make people around the world feel more beautiful with these things. But I find this like super amazing Christmas present for 3 reasons, because it's like a triple present. You're investing a little bit money into a present that you're buying for yourself or somebody in your family, right? And you got really nice handmade products with the good quality stuff. But at the same time, you're giving a present to a mom, a refugee mom who made it, right? Who feel all of a sudden needed, and you're giving a present to a child who have a chance for an education in the center that will be supported from the money from these packages. So 3 three parties around this are getting something for Christmas, and I find it like super cool. You know, I even though we're making it, those will be the only presents I will be buying for Christmas for my family this year.
Yeah.
I can't seem to post the photo right now. Maybe after the live, I could just put the pictures in.
Is that coming through?
Yeah, it's not coming through, but it's okay.
Okay,
Maybe
so
after the live ended, then we can just
we can post the photo of the package, right?
the PayPal.
And the only thing, actually, if anybody would want to have a present from the refugee mom, the only thing you need to do is just let us know in the comments, right? And we will contact you so you can choose your own design, because as far as I remember, there's 10 different designs. So
I mean, different patterns.
different patterns, yes. I'm an ignorant.
You gotta say the right thing.
I care for the value it brings, right? And
quality.
and
That's what
she
they call it.
cares for the quality of the products.
Oh, that's
Anyway,
great.
there are different patterns, but Nadia will definitely share everything. So the only thing we need is just to know if you want to have this amazing present, this amazing package from the moms, and everything will be delivered to you
As soon as possible.
as soon as possible. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
that's definitely the best way how you can support us at this you know initial moment, until we're waiting for bigger organizations and companies that possibly will support us once we will survive the front fire. How it's called.
Right. That's amazing. Yeah, so like we said, we will be posting in the comments if you have any questions or if you want to know anything more. Like I said, if you follow Mike or Nadia, they do the live, so you can actually see what's going on, and that's one part. Like I said earlier, that's what I love, to see what's going on, what's happening, to actually get like a personal connection with the whole situation.
Yeah.
Which is, by the way, also a great help, right? If some of you just would want to follow our journey, see how the center is growing, you're also helping us like that. Following us on Instagram, on our Facebook, we will be sort of posting reality TV from the center, built from the scratch, right? And your attention, your likes are also helping us, showing us, that people care, that people want to see how things are happening, right? So we will be super grateful for seeing your comments and seeing your hearts flying our way. So yeah.
Thank you so much for doing this with us, Liana, and for taking the time to help us out. We really appreciate it. So far, yet so close,
Yeah, of course. So, like we said, just comment if you are interested about the different gifts. And like I said, Nadia will send the patterns, and I will also be posting the link to the funding that we have. And there you have different options how to pay or send money. So yes, you guys, I wish you a great Christmas. And like I said earlier, I wish you the best. You're doing an amazing job. I mean, don't forget that. Like, if you need me to send you a text message every day, I will do that.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, you're amazing. It's really amazing. And because I know we talked a little about the refugees and a little about their situation a bit more in depth, and it really is needed, the help, and to help them feel that they're needed, that they're not just refugees, that they're more than that. So you guys take care, and thank you so much for and I hope that people understand that it's so important to be there for other people and to motivate them and inspire them in different ways. So yeah,
Thank you so much, Liana, and thank you everyone for listening, for tuning in. We will be broadcasting for this year for Christmas from the center, by the way.
Yes.
So you can log in and say hi to us.
Yeah, that would be very interesting.
Wishing you Merry Christmas.
Take
Merry
care.
Christmas, moms.
Bye.
Okay.
Take care. Bye, Sweden.
Bye.